chases it down. He'll get the ball to Doyle. He'll feed it to Wilmus. Doyle across the floor to Edmonds. Jeff Edmonds holding it on the right side of the wing, gives it up to Doyle, top of the circle. I did not get a chance to visit with Mike Kowitski prior to this ball game getting underway, but I'm sure if we talked to Mike, he would have said the main thing we've got to do tonight is be patient with our shots. And as soon as I say that, Jeremy Doyle takes a three-point shot he was open for, missed it, and Maryville gets the rebound back. Heath Birch out front, over on the left side, inside that three-point arc, gets it to Wilmus, out front to Edmonds, over on the right side. Doyle, nice feed down low to Wilmus, and he missed the lay-in shot to rebound Justin Bland. Gets the ball out to Eric Hemmer over on the right side of the floor. Hemmer stops on the right side wing. Hemmer feeds down to Bland, goes low, puts up the shot and scores. Justin Bland, nice touch from the big man down there on the baseline on the right side, and Chillicothe gets out to a 2-0 lead. Maryville, when they get those opportunities like they had just moments ago, they have got to cash those. Galanakis on the pass over to Edmonds, down on the baseline left side to Jeremy Doyle, tries to drive the baseline. That's cut off by Dickinson. Back out front, Edmonds, he'll shoot three, and it won't drop. Off the back of the iron, rebound by Edmonds. He followed his shot. Doyle with the ball now for the Sleuthhounds, brings it between the circles, left side to Heath Birch. Being watched there by Eric Hemmer. Birch down on the baseline, goes up, scoops up the shot, no good. The rebound will go out of bounds, belongs to Chillicothe. 6:31 to go, first quarter of play, 2-0 Chillicothe advantage. Inbounds comes into Bert Dickinson. Dickinson bringing it down the floor, guarded by Jeremy Doyle. Over on the right side, intended for Hemmer. He gets it. Galanakis on the defense down there. Hemmer goes in, shoots, and misses. He'll go to the line for two shots. Eric Hemmer will go to the line for two. And Tony Galanakis will pick up personal foul number one. And that's the first team foul on the Sleuthhound. Checking in at the foul line, Eric Hemmer. First one up and good. A 3-0 lead for the Hornets. Back talking to head coach Jeff Snockenberg, Justin Walter, while Hemmer shooting both of those foul shots. Hemmer makes them both, and a 4-0 Chillicothe advantage. Jeremy Doyle for the Sleuthhound. Gives it up to Tony Galanakis. Galanakis had it knocked away momentarily by Walter. Gets it back now, gets it to Birch. Over to Doyle. Jeremy Doyle, top of the circle. Has the ball knocked away, but gets it back. Feeds it down to Birch underneath. Blocked by Hemmer. The ball on the floor. And coming out of there with it is Brett Hecker for Chillicothe. Leaves it for Bert Dickinson. He brings it down the floor. Bert, middle of the floor. Gets it to Walter. Gives it down on the baseline to Hemmer. Hemmer reverse. Blocked by St. Wilmus. And Hemmer will go to the line for two shots. St. Wilmus gets the foul, his second. And again, Eric Hemmer back to the foul line to shoot two shots. Made both of them just a moment ago. Puts this one up and misses it. Hits off of the back left side of the iron and comes out. Hemmer back to the line now for the second of the two shots. It's on the way, and it's good. Right through the heart. 5-0, Chillicothe lead. 5:40 to go in his first quarter. Heath Birch gives it up to St. Wilmus. Wilmus on the left side of the floor gets it to Jeremy Doyle, top of the circle. Doyle tries to drive. His shot, and that was Dickinson, got a fingertip on it. Chillicothe comes out with it, Bland with it, down the floor to Walter. Racing it on the right side on the layup for the bucket. And 7-0, and Chillicothe with the lead. Maryville wants to do timeout. Maryville with the ball. They're down 7-0. And see if they slow the pace down a little bit. Doyle off to Wilmus for a three-point shot. Good from the left side baseline. Well, the pace didn't exactly slow down there for Maryville, but the result was good. A 7-3 ball game now. And Chillicothe starts back, and the inbound pass comes to Eric Hemmer, and he'll bring it down the floor. Eric Hemmer getting the ball out front to Justin Walter. Walter lays it off to Bland. Back out top of the circle to Brett Hecker. Leaving it out front. Chillicothe, fast-paced on their ball movement. Down underneath the Bland, puts it up, misses. The rebound is by Edmonds. Edmonds to Doyle, and Jeremy brings it down the floor. Middle of the floor, stops, pulls up, shoots three, good. Is it three or is it two? We'll have to wait and see. It's just a two-pointer. Doyle with the two-pointer, and Maryville with 5 quick points pulls within 2-7-5. Chillicothe in their offensive zone. Over on the left side, the pass goes to Hecker, whips it inside to Walter, puts up and scores, and he'll have a three-point attempt coming up as he'll go to the line. 9-5 the score. Wilmus picks it up. That'll be number 2 on Fate. Number 3 on the team. John Otte and Grant Sutton come into the lineup for the Spoofhounds as Keith Birch and Fate Wilmus will sit down. And Mike Kowitski immediately goes to the two young men and starts telling them something that he wants them to do out on the floor defensively, it looked like. 10-5 is the score as Walter hits the back end on that shot, and it's a three-point play for him. A 10-5 lead, as I said, 4:08 to go in the first quarter. Ball goes to the right side to Sutton, back out to Doyle. Jeremy holding it out front. Bounce pass over to Jeff Edmonds, low on the right side wing. Edmonds gives it back to Sutton. Drives the right side, up off the glass, scores. A nice, strong offensive move from Grant Sutton. 10-7, Chillicothe with a three-point advantage in the basketball. Eric Hemmer driving in, lays it off out front for Burt Dickinson, feeds it inside for Walter, fakes inside, goes to the baseline, shoots, misses, rebounded by Sutton, and Doyle back down the floor for the Spoofhounds. Jeremy on the left side wing gives it to Edmonds. Jeff still holding the ball on the left side, now brings it up on the wing. Gives it to Doyle. Out front, he's between the circles. Fakes inside, drives to the left side, all the way down on the lane, and that ball out of bounds off the Chillicothe player. It'll belong to Maryville. Jeremy Doyle will start things for the Spoofhounds. Jeremy holding it out of bounds. Gets it out front to Galanakis. Collision out front and no foul calls. Over to Edmonds on the right side wing. Jeff wants the three-point shot, and it won't drop. It bounced around late on the rim for a while before it fell off. Walter down the floor for Chillicothe, races by Otte and scores. Justin Walter, lightning quick out there on that floor. 12-7, Chillicothe with a 5-point advantage. Over to the right side, pass goes to John Otte. He'll bring it back out to Jeff Edmonds, top of the circle. Left side, Doyle fakes the three, gives it off to Sutton. Sutton drives to the lane, kicks it back out Edmonds. Three-pointer on the way from Jeff is good. Three-point field goal from Jeff Edmonds, 12-10. Chillicothe lead is 2. Hammer on the high right side wing for the Hornets. Drives to the foul line. Into the backcourt. Otte hustles after it. Has the steal. Puts it up and scores. Otte with the hustle and the basket. It's a 12-12 ball game. 2:20 to go. First quarter of play. Burt Dickinson drives down, jumps underneath, throws it away out of bounds. And all of a sudden, the Spoofhound crowd has been ignited with that hustle play from John Otte. Grant Sutton gets the ball inbounds to Jeremy Doyle. 12-12 ball game. 2:05 remaining in the first quarter. Jeremy over on the right side gives the ball to Otte. Otte back out front to Edmonds at the top of the circle to Galanakis. Tony with the ball, lost it, now loses it again. Picked up by Walter. Doyle hustling back, got back and fouled it. Oh, they're calling an intentional foul on Jeremy Doyle. It is an intentional foul, there's no doubt on that, but it's never called until now. The foul on Doyle is an intentional foul. And again, there's no doubt it's an intentional foul. But it's just never called. Mike Kowitski and Tim Boyd having a civil discussion. At the line, it will be Justin Walter. His shot dropped. Walter to the line for a possible three-point play. And it's good. They don't have his bat there. Now they still don't have the scoreboard right. Well, he missed, I guess they said he missed the shot. I thought sure that went through. He shot 2 shots. So the scoreboard is right. 14-12 the score now. And Chillicothe's ball out of bounds. The officials really cracking down on that foul. We saw that a couple of times in the Savannah tournament with the call of an intentional foul when you just don't normally see that called. The Chillicothe on the inbounds missed the shot. Maryville quickly back with it. John Otte has the ball, feeds it to Grant Sutton. Sutton, right side lane, lays it off to Doyle. Ross Pry in the Maryville lineup now. And here's the takeaway by Eric Hemmer, chasing it down. Doyle hustling back on defense, and Hemmer puts it up and in. Hemmer with the basket. And 16-12, Chillicothe back out to a split 4-point advantage. Gallinakis checked out, and Pry came in for Maryville. Grant Sutton over on the right side, all the way down to the lane, goes to the hole, puts it up, misses, gets his rebound, puts it up, and scores. Grant Sutton working hard under the basket, gets the rebound and the score. 1 minute remaining first quarter, and boy, we got a good one going so far. 16-14, Chillicothe with a 2-point advantage. Dickinson feeding it out to Walter over on the left side wing. Back out front, Hemmer. Eric Hemmer gets the shot away from the foul line, misses, and will draw the foul. It'll be on Ross Pry. Pry will pick up number 1. Hemmer will go to the line for a couple. Jeremy Doyle coming over to Mike Kowitski for something. Yeah, Justin Walter back to Jeff Snockenberg for some words. At the line, Eric Hemmer makes the first of 2 shots. 17-14 with 50 and 1/10 seconds. I think twice in the first game we had stoppages at 50 and 1/10 seconds. And here again we have it stopped at that spot. Shot by Hemmer on the second foul shot, no good. The rebound is by Audie for Maryville. Gets it away to Doyle. Doyle on the left side of the floor. Doyle looks inside for Sutton. Now gives it to Sutton. Low on the left side wing. Drives the left side baseline all the way. Lays it off to Pry. No good there. Picked up by Edmonds off the glass. In and out. No good. Rebound. Sutton is fouled. Going up. He'll have 2 shots. Grant Sutton is working hard out there on that floor tonight. Foul's going to be called on Justin Walter. It'll be his first, and that's the first team foul. Grant Sutton at the line now for 2 shots. Sutton with 4 points off the bench. Looking for 5 and 6. First one on the way is good. 17-15. And Sutton with a chance here to pull the House to within 1. And it's short. The rebound taken off on the right side by Brinkley, who just checked in for Chillicothe. 17-15 the score. Down to 16 seconds to go in this first quarter. Bert Dickinson laying it off to Hecker over on the left side in the corner. And it's out of bounds. And it's Maryville's ball with exactly 14 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Inbounds comes to Jeremy Doyle. 17-15. Hounds down by 2. Doyle over to Ross Pry on the right side. Ross holding it out there, getting it back to Doyle. Takes the 3, goes up for 3 now, and it won't drop. And the rebound down. And after 1 quarter of play, it's 17-15, Chillicothe by 2. We will be back in 60 seconds. This is MEC basketball. And Justin Bland with all the scoring. Inbounds comes to Hemmer, and he travels. Justin Bland coming back into the lineup for the Chillicothe Hornets as Brett Hecker will sit down. It's Hemmer, Walter, Dickinson, Bland, and Brinkley out there for Chillicothe. Wilmus, Birch, Doyle, Sutton, and Edmonds on the floor for Maryville. Edmonds with the 3-point shot. Justin Bland blocked it. The ball picked up by Sutton, puts up a shot, blocked. And now we have a foul coming up, and it's going to go on Jeremy Doyle, I believe. It is going to be called on Jeremy Doyle, and he'll pick up number 2, and that's team foul number 6 on the spoof foul. Only 1 team foul on the Chillicothe Hornets so far. Gallinakis up off the bench is going to come into the lineup for the spoof outs here in just a moment. Walter out front to Hemmer. Over on the right side of the floor, inside feed for Brinkley, and a tie-up, and that'll belong to the Maryville spoof outs as Grant Sutton in there in the middle of the action. Forced the tie-up. Gallinakis comes in. And Jeff Edmonds will come out. Mike Kowitski wants Jeff to make an adjustment out there, I believe, on defense. 7:24 remaining in the second quarter. 17-15. And it is Chillicothe on top by 2, but Maryville has the ball. Keith Birch gives it off to Sutton, going in against the big guy. Sutton blocked, gets his rebound, and scores. Sutton blocked on the initial effort, got the ball back and went up hard and scored 17-17. Bland feeds it down to Hemmer on a good give and go. Over to the left side corner for Dickinson. 3-point shot is short. The rebound comes down to Doyle. Doyle leading a 1-on-4 break. Looks one way, feeds it to Wilmus for the bucket. And the Spoofhounds take the lead at 19-17. Doyle looked to the right, passed it to the left to Wilmus, breaking to the hole. Here's a turnover. Wilmus took it away. It's on the floor. Now we've got a foul called. Back behind the play on Chillicothe. It's going to go on Brinkley. Number 1 on Brinkley. Number 2 on the team. Maryville on top right now by 2 at 19-17. A seesaw ball game. Brett Hecker back into the lineup for Chillicothe. And coming to the sidelines is Nick Brinkley. Inbounds pass comes into State Wilmus. State will bring it across the timeline. Picked up there by Hecker. Pass to Galanakis. Off Tony's hands, will go out of bounds. Tony battling for that ball with a Chillicothe player. And it went out of bounds off of Maryville. Inbounds comes to Justin Walter. Justin Walter works over to the left side of the floor by Keith Birch. Gets the ball away to Dickinson. Out front to Hemmer. Hemmer feeds it to Justin Bland. Goes down, shoots, and scores. Justin Bland gets the bucket. 19-19 tie. And Bland was just too much down there for the Maryville defense. I'm surprised they have not been trying to get it down there to Justin Bland more often. Galanakis out top, feeds it right side to Grant Sutton. Sutton drives in, lays it off for Galanakis. The jumper is good. Tony Galanakis from a dozen. 21-19. Oh, this is a good one. Enjoying this one. Both teams playing good ball. Three-point attempt on the way from Dickinson. Won't drop. Rebound is by Sutton for the Spoofhounds. And he'll slow up and let everybody go by. Sutton driving it down. Lays it off. Doyle for three in the corner. No good. The rebound by Wilmus. Pushes it up. No good. The rebound passed out front. Picked up by Chillicothe. Down the floor. Dickinson lays it off for Walter. Off the glass and good. Justin Walter as the Chillicothe Hornets pass break it back the other way, 21-21. Birch for the Spoofhounds, sets up shop in the offensive zone, gives it to Galanakis between the circles, feeds it over to Jeremy Doyle on the right side. Jeremy out there high on the right side wing, holding the ball. Dickinson comes out to pick him up. Wilmus, baseline, right side is good. St. Wilmus gets the score. And they have to turn the net inside out again. John Oddie and Jeff Edmonds come in. St. Wilmus and Tony Galanakis will sit down. 4:55 remaining second quarter. Maryville now with a 2-point advantage at 23-21. Inbounds comes into Walter. Justin Walter bringing it down the floor. Heath Birch picks him up at half court. Now drops off. Walter over to the right side. Splits the defense down. Oddie got a hand on it, but it'll still go in. Justin Walter with the basket. And a 23-23 ball game. 4.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Jeremy Doyle feeds it over to Birch on the right side of the floor. Birch to Edmonds, low on the right side wing. Back out to Birch, right side on the wing in three-point territory. Now dishes it back out to Doyle. Doyle drives down low, goes in, gets hammered by Bland. There's no foul called. Outlet pass comes down to Dickinson, pulls up, foul line, shoots, misses, rebound to Birch. And Dickinson missed badly on that one. 4 minutes remaining. Second quarter of play. Birch to Edmonds, top of the circle, three-pointer from Jeff. Won't drop, it rattles out. Hemmer with the rebound, gets the ball out to Hecker, and he'll bring it down the floor. 23-23 ball game. Hecker wants Justin Walter to come out and pick up the ball, and now loses it. Edmonds will take it away, gives it to Sutton, and he leaves it for Doyle. J.D. long down floor pass on the baseline to Oddie. Goes in, Oddie gets underneath, puts up a shot, no foul called. I can't believe it. Here comes Walter, gets it to Dickinson, and he scores. (25-23). Chillicothe back up by a deuce. Jeremy Doyle giving the ball to Birch. Loses it, picked up by Hemmer. And now we've got a foul. No, we've got a ball out of bounds. It's going to belong to Chillicothe, but the ball out of bounds. Chillicothe was breaking with the basketball. Tim Boyd whistles the play down, says it's out of bounds. Keith Birch is going to sit down as Craig Archer comes into the lineup for the Maryville Spoofhounds. 3:15 on the clock in this second quarter. 25-23. The Chillicothe Hornets have the 2-point lead right now. Eric Hemmer over on the left side gives it off to Justin Walter. He'll bring it back out front. Double screen set for him out there. Feeds down underneath. Jeff Edmonds takes it away. They tried to get it to Hecker, and Edmonds sliding in on defense takes it away nicely. To Jeremy Doyle down on the left side. Jeremy moves in, down to the baseline. Fade away will drop. Jeremy Doyle gets the shooter's roll, and a tie ball game again at 25-25. That's Bert Dickinson for Chillicothe bringing it down. To Hemmer, inside for Bland, knocked away, picked up by Doyle. A three on no break. Doyle lays it up for Archer, puts it up, and he missed it. Rebound Sutton. He will score, and he's fouled. We'll check the foul. Sutton gets the basket. And a possible three-point play. Bert Dickinson gets the foul. Grant Sutton at the line looking for the three-point play. That's just the third Chillicothe team foul. Sutton to the line, and it won't drop. Can't get it to drop. 27-25, Hounds back up by 2 now. Seesaw, back and forth ball game. The fans are getting their money's worth. This is a fun one to watch. Down on the baseline, it goes to Walter. He'll put it up and miss. The rebound comes out to Hecker. Clears it out front to Dickinson. Dickinson between the legs dribble, being guarded out there by Doyle. Over on the left side to Justin Walter. Craig Archer goes out on him. Justin Walter bringing it to the middle of the floor. Still working on Walter. Over to the right side, Dickinson. Down low on the right side wing to Hemmer. Inside for Walter. He's open. He'll score. I said Walter, I meant Bland. How could I get Justin Walter and Justin Bland confused, you ask? I don't know. 27-27. Tie ball game. Craig Archer with the ball over on the right side for the Spoof Hounds. There's one of these Maryville sophomores with the ball, getting it down on the right side corner. Edmonds, he'll shoot three from the corner and miss. The rebound, Sutton, he'll score! Sutton has 11 off of the bench tonight. He's on fire. 29-27 with a minute 25 to go. Keith Birch up off the Maryville bench, going to be coming back in. Dickinson feeds it over to Hemmer. Down on the baseline, they tried to get it to Bland, and it's knocked out of bounds by Jeff Edmonds. And Jeff, whatever the adjustment Maryville made defensively with Edmonds, seems to be working right now. John Otte comes out as Birch checks back in. 29-27, Hounds by 2. Hemmer to inbound for the Hornets. Gets it out front to Dickinson. Over on the left side to Walter. Go down low to Bland. Out to Hemmer in the corner for three. No good. The rebound picked up by Justin Bland. He will score. That's going to be automatic, I think. If he gets that ball down there under the basket, I don't think Maryville can stop it. A minute to go in the quarter. Heath Birch shoots three. Misses. The rebound out of bounds off Jeff Edmonds' hands. It's Chillicothe's ball. 59 and 9/10 seconds remaining in this first half of play at the 29-29 ball game. Bert Dickinson bringing it down the floor for the Hornets. See if they play it for one or if they go ahead and give it up. We're under a minute. You never know what's going to happen. Feeding it over the left side, Hecker down in the corner to Dickinson. Back out to Hecker. Hecker puts it on the floor twice, feeding it to Hemmer. Down on the baseline right side to Walter. Justin Walter out front to Dickinson. Left side, Hemmer. Hemmer bringing it back out front. Now over to the right side. To Dickinson, out front Walter, left side Hemmer. Down to 28 seconds. Looks like they're going to hold the ball and move it around for one shot. Down in the corner, Hecker. Out front to Justin Walter. 20 seconds on the clock. Justin Walter to Hecker. Down on the baseline, Hemmer slicing for the hole. Puts it up, misses. But a foul coming up on Jeff Edmonds. Number one on Jeff. And two shots coming up for Eric Hemmer. 13 seconds left. Eric Hemmer at the line shooting two with 13 seconds exactly on the clock. Hemmer putting the first one up, and it's good. 7 points now for Eric Hemmer in this first half. Hemmer back to the line, ready to go, and this one is good as well. Maryville's ball out of bounds. 31-29, 10 seconds on the clock. Jeremy Doyle down the floor. All the way to the left side wing. Out front to Craig Archer. Over to Birch on the right side. Birch goes up for two. Misses the rebound down by Bland. And Dickinson will throw it the length of the floor. And it's caught by Spoofy. And at halftime, we have got a great ball game going here at Maryville High School. Chillicothe leading at 31-29. Third quarter of play. Inbounds comes into Bert Dickinson. Feeds it over on the left side to Justin Walter. Walter to the middle of the floor with a pass to Eric Hemmer. Hemmer over to the right side, intended for Hecker, and that is Heath Birch getting a hand in there to knock the ball away out of bounds. Inbounds comes into Walter. St. Romas nearly had the steal. They'll feed it over to Hecker on the left side. Hecker down low inside to Walter. He'll put it up and miss. He shot it from about 7 feet. And the rebound to the Spoofhounds. Jeremy Doral down the floor, feeds it off to Edmonds. Back to Doral. Fakes the three, drives down, lays it off for Edmonds. Underneath, he traveled with the ball. No travel. It's going to be Maryville's ball out of bounds. I don't know what the deal is there. The inbounds comes into Galanakis, gets it back to Jeremy Doral. Back to Birch in the left side corner. Out front to State Wilmus at the foul line. State tried to get it off to Galanakis down on the baseline. It's off Hemmer and then off Galanakis. Hemmer deflected the ball, and Galanakis reacted to it, just able to get a hand on it, but not control it. 31-29, Chillicothe with a 2-point advantage. Hemmer on the high right side wing. Driving down to the baseline. Birch comes down on the help side to help out, but Hemmer will go up and shoot and score. And 33-29 down the score. Chillicothe out to a 4-point lead. 5 points, I think, has been the biggest lead of the ball game tonight. That by Chillicothe early on at 7-2. Jeff Edmonds gives the ball up to Jeremy Doral over on the right side to Birch. Drives in, puts it up high off the glass, misses. The rebound comes down to Eric Hemmer. That was a nice drive by Birch. Just didn't get the shot to drop. Brett Hecker out front for the Hornets, lays it off to Dickinson on the left side of the floor. Dickinson back out to Hemmer between the circles. Looks down low to Hecker, kicks it out to Dickinson, drives down to the baseline, puts it up short, right into the hands of Jeff Edmonds. And why Brett Hecker didn't shoot that ball down underneath the basket, I have no idea, but he was down there wide open and all alone. St. Wilmus left side baseline scores for the Spoofhounds from a dozen feet out. Sutton coming back into the lineup now for the Spoofhounds as Galanakis will sit down. Sutton came in off of the bench in that first half and scored 11 points for Maryville. 6:12 to go in this third quarter, 33-31. And now a turnover by the Hornets as Walter dribbles the ball off his foot. It's picked up by Heath Birch. Hounds with a chance to lead. Wilmus from the baseline right side shoots, misses. The rebound will go to Justin Bland. Clears it out to Bert Dickinson. Weaves through traffic over to the right side. Dickinson stops between the legs dribble, brings it back out front. Feeds it over on the left side to Justin Walter. Justin Walter back to the middle of the floor. Over to the left side to Hecker. Inside for Bland. Taken away by Edmonds. Headmanning it down the floor to Sutton. Stops, gives it off to Birch. Puts it up and scores. Sutton gets the assist on the breakaway at the 33-33 ball game. 5:29 remaining, third quarter. Dickinson gives it off on the baseline to Hecker. Brad Hecker feeds it out front to Justin Walter. Walter to the middle of the floor, and they're going to call a hold on St. Wilmus. Wilmus called for the foul. It's his third, and he'll check out, and John Oddie will come back into the lineup for the Spoofhounds. Inbounds pass comes into Bert Dickinson. Dickinson to Bland out on a high post, tried to feed it down to Hemmer on the baseline, and Sutton. There must be two of him out there on the floor tonight. Takes it away. Reverses the ball to Oddie for the jumper. Missed it badly. Sutton rebounds. Chasing the ball down. There's got to be two of him on the floor tonight. Birch over on the left side. Gives the ball to Jeremy Doral. Jeremy holding the ball out front. 33-33 ball game, 4:50 to go, third quarter. Jeremy drives to the foul line. Dishes it off to Edmonds. Back to Doral. Down underneath there, Sutton, and he got it. I didn't think it was going to drop for a while. It bounced on the rim before it fell in. Give the assist to Jeremy Doral. 35-33, Hounds go up by a deuce. They've outscored Chillicothe 6-2 so far here in this third quarter. Hemmer out front, right side, gives it to Hecker. Drives to the lane, lays it off to Walter. Justin Walter outside of that three-point arc, gives it off to Justin Bland. Kicked it out wide on the right side. Drives to the baseline, goes to the hole, missed it, rebound Edmonds. Here comes Doral, back for the Spoofhounds. Jeremy Doral, stop and go, gives it off to Oddie. Feeds inside to Sutton, fade away. Will hit the side of the backboard and fall off. The rebound down to Dickinson. Dickinson over on the right side wing, stops there. Feeds down on the baseline, intended for Justin Bland. High off his fingertips, out of bounds off the wall. And it's the Spoofhounds ball. Sutton gives the ball to Doyle on the inbounds, and Jeremy Doyle starts it down the floor. 3:50 remaining in the third quarter. 35-33 the score. Hounds by 2. Jeremy Doyle stops, lays it off for Sutton, and the ball loose. I don't know if that just missed connections with Sutton or if a Chillicothe player got a hand on it. But anyway, Chillicothe comes back with the ball. Justin Walter feeding it on the left side to Eric Hemmer. Hemmer with the ball, nearly traveled with it. Now giving it away to Bert Dickinson down on the baseline. Left side goes in. Dickinson puts up a shot, no good. A blocking call coming up on Heath Birch. Birch will get number 1. That'll be team foul number 2 on the Spoof Hounds. 2 shots coming up for Bert Dickinson. Dickinson had 2 points in the first half for Chillicothe. This will be his first time at the line. Into the lineup now for Maryville, Craig Archer. Archer comes in, and Doyle going to sit down and take a breather. At the line, Dickinson gets that first shot to drop. And he missed the second one. The rebound is by Sutton. Sutton for the Spoof Hounds leaves the ball out front for John Audie. And now to Edmonds on the right side of the wing. Jeff Edmonds holds the ball there, looks down low for Audie, and the ball out of bounds off the fingertips of Brett Hecker. Foul shooting tonight. Maryville at the foul line just 3 times in the first half, made 1 of them. Chillicothe at the line 11 times in the first half and made 9 of them. Chillicothe staying in this ball game at the foul line. Here's a 3-point shot up from Birch, no good. The rebound to Audie, double pumps, puts it up, no good. The rebound underneath, Edmonds. Edmonds, and a tie-up with Edmonds and Hecker. Edmonds ends up on the floor, and that'll belong to the Spoof Hounds. And Jeff is gassed out there. He's slow to get up. He'll catch a breather here before they inbound. 2:51 remaining in the third quarter. Inbounds comes to Sutton, out to Audie, left side to Archer. Down in the corner, left side to Birch, inside to Edmonds. Bingo is good by Edmonds. He scored 22 points with that shot. Saturday night down at Savannah in the championship of the Savannah tournament, 37-34, Hounds by 3. Hemmer pulls up right side. He's deadly from there, and he scores. Eric Hemmer has a dozen now. And a 37-36 ball game. Maryville by 1. Clock down to 2:15. Birch for the Spoof Hounds. Feeds it over to Grant Sutton. Sutton gives it to Audie. Going to the hole between the defense. Puts up the shot. Keeps the rebound alive for Sutton. Sutton down. Reverse the ball. Out front to Birch. Birch over to the left side of the floor. Down to 2 minutes on the clock. Edmonds for 3. It's good. Edmonds for 3. 40-36. Hounds by 4. Bert Dickinson drives. Pulls up top of the circle. Timeout. Chillicothe. Just sits the ball down, but they race over there. Justin Walter gets it and gets it inbounds to Brent Hecker. Each team has used 1 timeout and has 3 remaining. Audie nearly had the ball taken away. Justin Bland will control it. Gets the ball to Justin Walter. Gets it now to Bert Dickinson down underneath the Bland, and he tried to lay it off for Hecker, and it's Audie sliding through to take it. The Spoof Hounds are moving much better on defense this half so far. Over to Edmonds, out front to Birch, back to Jeff Edmonds, right side on the baseline, in the corner. Jeff will get it out to Heath Birch. Birch takes it over to the right side on the wing, now brings it back out front. Gives it all up to Grant Sutton. Sutton finds a hole, drives in, pulls up in front, shoots it up too high off the glass. The rebound, Hemmer. Nice job by Eric Hemmer to control that ball. Down the floor to Justin Walter, losing control of it. Audie forced him back out. Now nice feed inside to Hemmer. He will shoot and score, and he'll have a follow-up foul shot coming up here for a possible 3-point play. Foul's going to go on Grant Sutton. That'll be his first, and that's the 3rd team foul. 40-38 the score now, as the Hornets have pulled to within 2, and Eric Hemmer will try to get them to within 1. Nick Brinkley into the lineup for the Hornets as Hecker sits down, and it will not drop. The rebound, though, by Justin Bland, but he's going to be called for a foul. Bland called for an elbow, I believe. Justin Bland gets his first, and that's just the first team foul on the Hornets here this half. 40-38, Hounds by 2. Edmonds on the left side wing with the ball. Gives it up out front to Jeremy Doral. Jeremy feeding it down on the baseline, intended for Heath Birch. It's knocked away out of bounds. And they're going to give the ball to the Chillicothe Hornets. Birch could have picked it up. He let it go out of bounds, thinking that was going to belong to the Spoof Hounds. Instead, the officials see it the other way. Hemmer over on the right side wing, being guarded there by Sutton. Hemmer back out front to Justin Walter. Left side of the floor to Bert Dickinson. Doral comes out on him. Down on the baseline, Hemmer. Sutton all over him. Hemmer has to reverse the ball to Dickinson. Inside feed down on the baseline for Bland. Out of bounds. Off Bland. It belongs to the Spoof Hounds. 40-38, Hounds by 2. 13 seconds remaining in this third quarter of play. This is in a fast third quarter. Sutton with the ball for the Spoof Hounds, drives down, lays it off for Oddie on the baseline. The ball loose, picked up by Sutton, goes up, misses. Rebound, Birch at the buzzer, no good. And at the buzzer, it is Maryville 40, Chillicothe 38. We'll be back for the fourth quarter in a minute. Getting the ball inbounds to Bert Dickinson, Justin Walter, Eric Hemmer, and Justin Bland also out there on the floor for Chillicothe. Jeremy Doral, John Oddie, Grant Sutton, Jeff Edmonds, and Heath Birch out there for the Spoof Hounds. Hounds have a 2-point lead, 40-38, and here's the steal. Doral takes it away from Hemmer. Down on the left side, J.D. scores! (42-38). They had to turn the basket around again. The Nets are sticking a lot tonight. 42-38. Chillicothe coming back with the ball. A 4-point advantage for the Spoof Hounds. Dickinson over to the right side of the floor. Gets it off in the corner to Hemmer. Inside. St. Wilmus takes it away. Wilmus just checked in. Here comes Doral back. Doral back down the floor. Lays it off underneath for Edmonds. And Edmonds was just clobbered in the back and no foul called. Jeremy Doral will inbound for Maryville. Gets it into Oddie. Out to Jeff Edmonds, top of the circle. Jeff has a couple of threes out there. Doral for three. Won't drop. Rebound kicked out. Taken down by Brinkley. Clears it over on the right side for Justin Walter. Justin Walter for the Hornets will stop, slow the pace down. Gets it over on the right side to Eric Hemmer. Back to Walter. Between the circles, now Justin Walter down on the baseline to Hemmer. Hemmer looks underneath Dickinson, puts it up and scores. Nice movement that time by Chillicothe as they ran their offense to perfection. That trip down, 42-40. Two pretty evenly matched ball clubs going at it here. Inside feed is to Sutton in front of the bucket, and he scores again. Sutton now with 15, 44-40. 6 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the ball game. Hemmer out high on the right side wing, holding the ball for Chillicothe. Between the circles, the pass goes now to Justin Walter. Oddie knocked it away briefly, but Walter will get it back. Walter over on the right side of the floor. Back over to the left side to Brinkley. Brinkley out front. Gets it to Walter. Inside for Bland. Puts it up and hits it. 10 points now for Justin Bland. And 44-42. Hounds by 2. Hounds back with it. Doral driving it down on the lane. Lost the ball. Walter, or rather Bland, takes it away. Jeff Edmonds hustling back. Forcing to miss it. The rebound is by St. Wilmus. And Justin Bland missed the wide open layup. Great hustle by Jeff Edmonds on defense. Doral for the Spoof Hounds. Over to the right side to Oddie. Oddie gets it to Edmonds, top of the circle. Over to the left side on the wing to Grant Sutton. John Oddie with the ball. Down on the baseline, tried to get it to Sutton. Nice job by Dickinson on defense, sliding in to take it away. Down, puts it up too hard, misses. And a rebound, or rather a foul coming up. I believe it's going to be on Edmonds. It is on Jeff Edmonds. Number 2 on Jeff. 4th on the team. Came after the shot was away, and it'll be Chillicothe's ball out of bounds. 5:41 remaining. Inbounds pass comes in the corner to Walter. Out front for Hemmer, and 3 points. No good. The rebound by Sutton. He loses it, and Doral comes up with it. Jeremy Doral down the floor for the Spoof Hounds. Doral feeds it to St. Wilmus on the right side. St. Wilmus giving the ball away to Sutton. Top of the three-point arc over to Edmonds. 5:20 remaining in the ball game. Hounds by 2. Foul coming up on Chillicothe. Maryville's ball out of bounds. I think it's going to go on Justin Bland. Stay with us after the ball game. We'll be announcing the Extra effort award winners for both the girls and boys games tonight. The foul's going to be called on Nick Brinkley. It'll be his second. Inbounds pass comes to Sutton, or to Oddie rather, out to Edmonds, to Doral. Doral holding the ball on the right side wing. We'll announce those extra effort awards for both the girls and the boys contest. If you know those on sports tomorrow morning, you can win McDonald's extra value meal. John Oddie for the Spoof Hounds out front between the circles. Right side on the wing to Edmonds. Down to 4:53. Three-point shot on the way from St. Wilmus is good. St. Wilmus hits his second three-point basket of the night. 47-42. The Hounds out to a 5-point advantage, their biggest lead of the night. Over to the right side to Himmer. Back out Brett Dickinson. Left side Walter. Holding it there. Feeding it back to Himmer. Drops it down on the baseline. Tried to get it back inside to Himmer. It's out of bounds off the Hornets. It belongs to the Spoof Hounds. 4:31 remaining in the contest. Jeremy Doral for the Spoof Hounds. Long down floor pass to Grant Sutton. Drives in. Pulls up. Wanted to feed it underneath to Edmonds, but it was Brinkley getting back on defense to get in the way of that pass. Doral with the ball now out front. Drives to the foul line. Forcing the shot. Blocked by Bland. Here comes Chillicothe back with it, and now a reach-in foul going to be called on Jeremy Doral. J.D. tried to take it away from behind. Picks up foul number 3. Heath Birch up off of that Maryville bench going to come in. And Jeremy going to get a well-deserved break on the sideline. Nick Brinkley will inbound for Chillicothe. Brinkley will get it inbounds to Justin Walter. Walter over to the right side on the wing. Gets it to Himmer. Goes to the foul line. Now back outside on the right. Down on the low right side wing. Tried to get it inside for Bland. Taken away by Edmonds. He gives the ball away to Grant Sutton. Under 4 minutes to go in his fourth quarter. And now a timeout by the Spoof Hounds. 3:48 remaining with Doral, Sutton, and Edmonds on the floor for Maryville. And out there for Chillicothe, Dickinson, Bland, Walter, Brinkley, and Himmer. Maryville with the ball over on the left side of the floor. That is Doral. Back over to the right side on the wing to Birch, to Wilmus. State with the ball, and he's going to be fouled over there on the wing. And I believe it's going to go on Nick Brinkley. It is on Brinkley. That is his third, and that's the third team foul on the Hornets. 3.5 minutes to go in the ball game. To Sutton, inbounds, or rather inside to Edmonds. And now we finally have a tie-up called, and that's going to belong to the Spoof Hounds. These officials have let this ball game be very rough at times tonight. I think that's about the only way you can put it. Brinkley checked out of that Chillicothe lineup. And back in is Hecker for the Hornets. Inbounds comes to Grant Sutton. Sutton on the left side corner gets the ball away to Heath Birch. Down to 3:15 remaining in the ball game. Hounds by 5, 47-42. And now Birch is going to be held as he drives the left side. It'll be Maryville's ball out of bounds. Fouls on Eric Himmer. That's his first. Fourth team foul. 47-42 again the score. A 5-point lead for the Spoof Hounds. Doral gets it inbounds to Jeff Edmonds. Jeff down to the baseline left side. Reversing the ball, gives it away to Doral out on the left side wing. Doral brings it to the middle of the floor. Stops at the foul line. Gives it off to Sutton. Left side in the corner to Edmonds. Jeff will get the ball back to Doral. Jeremy double teamed. He's fouled by Justin Walter. And the fouls are starting to even out now. Chillicothe's got to get a little bit more aggressive with clock running down and down by 5. That's the 5th team foul on Chillicothe. Those are even now at 5 apiece. Inbounds to Heath Birch. Birch gets the ball to St. Wilmus in the middle of the lane. Now clears it before the 3-second violation to Grant Sutton. Out to Doral. High on the left side wing, middle of the floor. Grant Sutton over on the left side. Has a pass to the bucket off the glass, and it's good. Sutton saw the avenue and took it. 49-42. Hounds by 7 with 2.5 minutes remaining. Himmer on the drive. He scores. Eric Himmer showing why he's one of the best players around. Found a little opening and shot right through it to the hole and put it in for the basket. Here comes Sutton back down the floor with it. Sutton had it knocked away but gets it back. Now Doral comes up with it. Doral getting control of the ball, and he takes the timeout. With 2:10 to go, 31-29. Maryville outscoring Chillicothe 11-7 in the third quarter to take the lead. Heath Birch with the ball out of bounds for the Spoofhounds, gets it in the corner on the left side to Jeff Edmonds. Jeff back to Doral, underneath to Sutton, and Sutton fighting for the ball there with the Chillicothe player. It's out of bounds, belongs to Maryville. Out of bounds off Hecker. 2:01 remaining. 49-44 the score. Heath Birch to inbound for the Spoofhounds. Gets it into St. Wilmus in the right side corner. St. Wilmus has it knocked away from behind, but Doral will get the ball back, splits the defense, lays it off for Sutton. Sutton back to Doral on the wing, and now a foul coming up on Hecker, I believe. That'll be number 6 on the team. It is on Brett Hecker. 16 foul on the Hornets, only 5 on Maryville, and after this inbound play, Maryville will move into the bonus for the final 153. Oh, and he nearly went into the back court. Heel was just barely on the line. The official didn't call it. It's not. And now we have a foul coming up on Eric Hemmer, and it'll be Heath Birch going to the line for 1-1. Heath Birch going to the line for the Spoofhounds. Spoofhounds the other night down at Savannah were having a dreadful night of foul shooting until the fourth quarter. And suddenly caught fire and hit 12 out of 14 in the fourth quarter. Birch at the line, misses this one. The rebound comes out, taken down by Hecker with 1:40 remaining in the ball game. Bert Dickinson for the Hornets has a pass to the basket, takes it, blocked by Edmonds, controlled by Edmonds, tie up. Or is there a foul call? It's a foul call instead of a tie-up. Foul is called on 42, Justin Bland. Now, what difference the half makes with the officiating, I don't know, but in the first half, that would have been either a no call or a jump ball. And now the calls are going Maryville's way, and that's going to put Jeff Edmonds at the foul line. These things even out, I guess, is what we're trying to say here. 1:34 remaining in the ball game. Timeout, Chillicothe. And down to 1:34 left. Jeff Edmonds at the line for 1-1. First one up is good. 9 points now tonight for Jeff. 50-44 now. The Maryville lead back to 6. And 7. That ties the biggest Maryville lead of the night. Nick Brinkley back into the Chillicothe lineup, and it'll be Brett Hecker to the sidelines. Let's set the lineups for you. Bert Dickinson, Justin Walter, Eric Hemmer, Justin Bland, and Nick Brinkley out there for Chillicothe. Jeremy Doral, Heath Birch, St. Wilmus, Jeff Edmonds, and Grant Sutton on the floor for the Spoofhounds. Steal by Doral. On the left side, goes in, puts it up. He's fouled, and he'll have 2 shots. The foul's going to go on Justin Bland. Doral at the line for 2 shots. Jeremy tonight with 6 points on the evening. He's at the line for 2. The first one on the way is good. 52-44. And 53 bounces around but falls through. 53-44. Hounds by 9 with 1:20. Justin Bland, top of the circle. Left side, Justin Walter. Looks inside. Brinkley knocked out of bounds by Grant Sutton. Again, we're coming up at the end of the night. We'll announce the extra value awards for both the girls and the boys game. And if you know those during sports tomorrow morning, you can win McDonald's extra value meal. And now we have timeout called by Chillicothe before their time expires to get that ball inbounds. Chillicothe gets it into Justin Walter. He will shoot 2 from the baseline and miss. The rebound is by Brinkley. Out to Dickinson. Over to Brinkley for 3. No good. The rebound to Jeremy Doral. Jeremy Doral starts out, gets the ball to Birch. Back to Doral. Starts down the floor, fouled in the backcourt by Brinkley. 1-1 for Jeremy Doral with 1:02 to go. That's the 9th team foul on the Hornets. Any more on Chillicothe, and Maryville shoots 2 automatically. Doral just made both of them a while ago. Jeremy at the line now for a 1-1. Doyle makes the first one. That was the 10th team foul, they're saying now, and it's 2 shots for Jeremy, and both of them are good. 55-44, the Hounds by 11 with a minute to go. Dickinson feeds the ball on the left side to Walter. He'll shoot 3 and score. Justin Walter, a big 3-pointer. 55-47 and 51 4/10 seconds left. We have a foul in the backcourt. Maryville will go to the line for 2. Justin Bland. No, it is Justin Walter. It is on Justin Walter. It's his third. Doyle for 2, puts the first one up and hits it. (56-47, 57-47). Doyle knocks them both down. 50 seconds remaining in the ballgame. Walter on the left side wanted that long 3, but can't get it fired away. Now Hemmer will shoot for 3, and it won't go. The rebound is by Justin Bland. He will miss it. It won't drop. The rebound on the floor. Dickinson scores. Dickinson gets the bucket. 57-49 and 31 seconds remaining. Birch gets it out to Sutton at half court. Sutton for the Spoof Hounds. Down to the baseline is fouled by Justin Bland. Bland will pick up number 4, and it'll be Grant Sutton going to the foul line.
Foul number 42, Justin Bland. His 4th foul. Now checking into the Hornet lineup is number 33, Jeff Turner.
Into the lineup here for Chillicothe. Jeff Turner checks in, number 33. Grant Sutton at the line for the Spoof Hounds. Nobody down on the rebounding lane for the Spoof Hounds. Sutton misses the front end of the 2-shotter. And now Hemmer is going to back out off of the line, too, for Chillicothe. Turner and Bland will have the low spots. Dickinson also in there. Hemmer over on the right side of the floor. Walter on the right. The rebound, that shot misses, too, and the rebound comes off, taken down by Turner. Gets it out to Walter for a 3-pointer shot, and it missed everything. Dickinson tried to save it from going out of bounds, but he stepped on the out-of-bounds line with 17 and 8/10 seconds left. Maryville's ball out of bounds. Grant Sutton, long down floor pass to Doyle. He'll chase it down and keep it alive. 16 seconds. Doyle fouled from behind by Walter, and now that was called an intentional foul in the first half, and that's just as intentional as the one in the first half, and there's no call here, but it's a different official calling the foul. You also have to take that into account. No 2 officials call a game the same. 15 and 2/10 seconds remain in the ball game, and Doyle steps up to the line and hits the front end of the 2-shotter. 58-49. Jeremy will try to run it back to 10, and does. Doyle has made 8 in a row here in this 4th quarter from the foul line. 13 seconds. Bland with the ball, now taken away by Sutton. Head-manning it down the floor to Wilmus. Puts it up. No good. The rebound taken down by Chillicothe. Dickinson to Hemmer. Hemmer goes in, puts it in on the jam. And there he is.
the problem.